Hello everybody and welcome. This is our quarter 3 Gaiscioch Community Summit. I am your host, Benjamin Fagalata Foley. I am the founder and activities director for the Gaiscioch social gaming community. We do our communities in various MMORPGs. We have our own magazine, which is available at gaisciochmagazine.com, or just go gsch.info/mag. That'll get you there. We do live streams 7 days a week. That's available at gsch.info/twitch. Which you are on right now, probably, maybe. We also put our videos over on YouTube, and we do occasionally stream on Mixer. Not too often. Don't really got a following there. And then we do have our Twitter, gsch.info/Twitter, and Facebook, gsch.info/Facebook. And of course, Steam. You can type in Steam there too. We have all those things down at the bottom there, right for you to easy to find. Now this is a pretty good month. I mean, things have been picking up for us. You know, the kids are all off for the summer, so it usually pulls people away, but we're actually seeing quite a lot of new recruits coming in the front door. People joining us through Conqueror's Blade, Lord of the Rings Online, some hype generated for Astelia coming up, and we're going to be covering a lot of different things. So feel free to save your questions. We're going to hold them to the end. There'll be an AMA session where I'll open up the floor to anyone that's on our Discord, gsch.info/ce. That'll plop you into the community events channel. We'll do our AMA session there at the end. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. First things first. I got a little video for you. And there you have it. That's our little preview of what's coming up this future month / 3 months. I hope my sound is better. I've boosted it as much as I can. Other than that, it's going to take a little up on your end, I think. So what we have is, first up, some Gaiscioch news. We did a little feature improvement on our site, you might have noticed. First up, we have a new way of claiming participation with the objectives. Hold on a second. I asked Windows to do something. Now Windows wants to be stingy. There we go. That got rid of it. Alright, so first what you do is you'll log into gaiscioch.com. You'll scroll down on the home page to the Events and Activities section. On the right-hand side, you'll find this little gold box that says Claim Participation. Event leaders will give you a code to claim participation. go ahead and try it. There's a code for you. And what will happen is when you hit claim, it's going to automatically claim every objective in that event. So this is really good for, speed claiming things so that you don't have to go through and click the checkboxes on what you participated in. You just punch in the little 6-digit code, hit claim. Now, things to note about this is you only want to use the code after you're done participating. If the leader hasn't put everything in there yet, you'll be claiming everything up to that moment. So you can put it all in now because I already queued it for an hour and a half. So if you're here the whole summit, you're here for an hour and a half. So it's good. You can only claim within 24 hours. After 24 hours, it will expire and will no longer work. There is a chat macro available for leaders. All they got to do is copy and paste it in the group chat, and it will encourage people to go and claim participation in their events. What we're hoping occurs from this is people are reminded to go to the website and claim participation so that we can get better metrics on what people are doing, what people want to be doing, how many people are attending what events. This helps us plan for future events so that we know, hey, if there's a lot of interest in dungeon running, let's run more dungeon running events. It really helps us keep the community active and alive and make sure that we cater our events around what you guys want to do. Note that claiming activities you did not attend is still a bannable offense. Before, if you claim stuff that you weren't actually attending, we've had people do this. They'll go on the site and click off all the things like they attended that event, and then the event leader comes back to me and says that person wasn't here. So then I got to go have a talk. It's not a fun talk. So integrity, honor, fellowship, and respect. Those are the 4 core principles that we run off of. Keep those in mind. Next up, we improved how you do Discord role management. So here you would basically just join the channel access settings channel, which is right at the top under welcome. Inside there you'll see these little icons. You click on the icons for the groups that you want to belong to. It'll automatically assign you those roles so that you only have to go in there, click what you want, and you can do this even if you already have the roles. If you activate them, it'll just basically put your number up there, say, hey, I'm part of this. And then if you want to remove it, all you got to do is unclick it. So you turn it from the blue color to the gray version. So you click it again to remove it. Super fast. So all you got to do is click it, unclick it to be removed. So this year we are heading to PAX West. Last year I was not able to make it. Sad Panda. We are going this year. It is going to be a wild blast. We're going to have a lot of fun there. I believe Soren is still on our way. Screenager's crossing his fingers that he'll be able to make it. We'll see, hopefully. We are celebrating our 18th year. So it is a pretty big thing. Nona's going to do her best to be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing Nona there. She's always a crack up. And for those that didn't know, Nona is probably one of our longest lasting members in history. She has been with us since pretty much day one in Dark Age of Camelot. She has played every single chapter we've ever had. She's even played a lot of our adventures together. So she is by far probably the most hardcore Gaiscioch we got out there. So I look forward to seeing her out there. And yeah, so that's Saturday, August 31st at 6 p.m. at Fido's Irish Pub in Seattle, Washington. If you're just a person out there watching this video and want to come have a pint, please feel free to come on down. We'd love to have you.
When we all come together and just bring in the charity love, there's no going back. It's the best thing in the world.
My passion for this stems from when 2 of my kids were born, they had to spend a lot of time in the hospital.
As many of you know, Extra Life began in 2008 in memory of Victoria Enman. At that time, it was a local fundraiser for Texas Children's Hospital, where Tori fought her cancer.
At Victoria's house. Bye!
My name is Joellen Inman, and I'm Tori's mom. And this game is not over.
Some families, the game is just beginning. We've got a long ways to go. That road is a long road.
is your Extra Life money in action.
CHOC is actually building an entire wing dedicated to children's mental health.
I play video games, I raise money for Extra Life.
I am streaming for Amy.
El 100% de ese dinero se queda local en tu hospital o fundación a la que tú representes.
Extra Life Super Mega Ultra Charity Live Stream Extravaganza of Awesomeness.
And it's that time of year again. We're doing our For the Kids Extra Life event. This is going to take place Friday, November 1st through Sunday, November 3rd. We're going to be hosting a 3-day live stream event. It's going to go pretty much start to finish. We're going to be streaming all kinds of games. I think 16 games in the lineup this year. Basically going to be streaming from about 9 o'clock in the morning all the way through about midnight. And then doing the same thing the next day and the next day. Our mid-time events are going to be our large-scale events that you're welcome to join in on. We're going to do Guild Wars 2. We're going to do Lord of the Rings Online, ESO at those slots. Those are big primetime slots. We're going to be hosting a lot of events. Get people out there. You can win games. You can help support kids. It's a great event. We've been doing it since 2011. Raised $41,189 thus far. I look forward to pushing that towards the $50,000 mark. So yeah, with just full steam ahead, let's kick butt. Yes, Deep Rock Galactic is on there this year, Kitty. We're going to show that off, no doubt. Got a lot of really good, fun games that we're going to be showing. So do tune in for that. You can go to gsch.info/extralife to check out what we're up to. Love your support. Please feel free to come out. If you're a live streamer out there watching this and want to join the team, please feel free to do so. Look forward to seeing you. Now, this is a rare feature that you guys probably didn't know. You can earn contribution for Extra Life. So what you do is you log into Gaiscioch.com. You go over to Edit Profile. That's that little button with the person and the pencil. Head on over to your Charity tab. Log into the Extra Life webpage, which is up in the top left. You'll find your page. That's the important part. And then, bada bing, bada boom, you copy down that little number that's after participant ID equals. You take that little number, could be 6 digits, could be more digits. I've seen them as long as 8. And you punch that right into that little box right there. So once you do that, you hit save, and then you're done. And whatever you fundraise will turn into contribution points for you. So, chapters. These are our epic-sized adventures with hundreds of players. Guild Wars 2, ESO, Rift, Warhammer Online, and Dark Age of Camelot have been chapters. Typically, they usually start with 300 or more. We had Rift, which actually exceeded 2,400 members, which was insane. If anyone was around for that part, that was probably the most insane part in Gaiscioch history. It was absolutely over the top, insane. I got gray hair while we were there. It's amazing. It was so fun. But I'd totally do it again if we could. But, that ship has sailed. But, yeah, so we have GW2 and ESO running very strong right now. Still pretty good community there. We are looking for Chapter 6. So what does that mean? Well, we got 5 games currently on the docket right now. Ashes of Creation, which offers both PvE, raiding, and PvP situations. So it's got everything that we like doing. Not sure if it's going to be too much PvP, not enough PvE, or vice versa, or what. But we are going to definitely take a look at it and see what we see. There's something for everyone in their original design here, so we're not sure. We haven't played it to the MMO extent. So we still are just kind of looking at it. You can't really say that we're going to 100% go there until we actually play it and have it in our hands and know whether or not something's going to be great. It does have a lot of Siege Warfare, which is great. That gets our Siege community really happy. It's got rating, which gets our PvE communities pretty happy, or at least a progressive group. It has dungeons, so that's going to be a thing. And collision. This is something that I don't know why it disappeared in MMOs, but PvP with no collision literally is a joke. You put collision in it, and all of a sudden it becomes such more of an epic experience. Games like Dark Age of Camelot or Conqueror's Blade, you can see how the collision matters. You can literally form tank walls. You can't do that without collision. So it'll be interesting. Apocalypse testing does resume in September. That is their beta client that basically kind of farms data. It's a battle royale right now, but they're going to include a siege version and a PvE assault, like City Siege being assaulted by demons. So that should be an interesting spin. But what they're doing right now is collecting data, trying to stabilize the engine, trying to stabilize network code, and get all that stabilized before they try to plug it into the MMO. And that way they're reducing the amount of variables that could be messing things up. Which is smart, but did it really have to be a battle royale game? I don't know. So the cons of it is no safe places. PvP is always on. So I'm not sure how that's going to play. If people are allowed to be jerks, they usually will be. So that'll be interesting. And then the last I heard, the tentative guild size is 100 characters, which might be an issue. Depending on how their alliance system works out, it might be a big issue. The other thing is it's subscription based. I know a lot of people, the subscription model has caused their boat to sail, but I'm a firm believer that subscriptions can make games better. Final Fantasy 14 is kicking butt, and they're a subscription, and they've done it rather well. I think games can succeed as a subscription. World of Warcraft has succeeded just fine as a subscription, but it all takes taking that as a service kind of seriously. You can't just run it like a free-to-play game with a subscription. That's not how it works. So the other big news is Middle-earth Online. This got announced about a year and a half ago, and then they dropped the bomb this past month that Amazon Game Studios is going to be the developer of it. So why is that a big thing? Well, if it is the team from San Diego, that's Mr. Smeedley's team. And he's been recruiting pretty much the best, brightest people out of the MMO world for the past year. We've seen it. We've seen lots of developers from World of Warcraft go over there. People from Rift went over there. People from ArenaNet have gone over there. It's literally like he's been farming like the greatest hits of MMOs. And we had no idea what he's up to. If this is what he's working on, we could be looking at pretty much the MMO that's going to be the MMO of all time. I mean, who knows? But we know that Amazon really likes to throw money at the Lord of the Rings. They just threw $1 billion at their TV series. So what do you think they're willing to spend on a video game? So we'll see. For those that didn't know, it's backed by Leo, who is the parent company of Digital Extremes, which pretty much made Warframe and a ton of other games, dating all the way back to, Unreal. Splash Damage, you know them from Gears of War. So those are their subsidiaries. It's developed by Amazon Game Studios, as I said. It's going to be cross-platform, which is going to be cool. So PC, PS4, Xbox One. Probably next-gen consoles as well. And it's got a massive following of Tolkien fans already. When we first polled this, people were really, really, really interested in this. The bad news is we don't have any idea when the release date could be right now. It could be 2025 for all we know. Who knows? So sad panda on that front, but we are going to keep you in the loop and stay tuned for more. Middle-earth Online is my personal name for it. Doesn't mean that that's how it's going to be when it comes out. It'll probably be something cooler. That's just what I call it for now. And, Kitty probably likes this. It's meow. Yeah. In any case, the next one up is Magic the Gathering, made by Cryptic. Same studio that brought us Neverwinter and Star Trek Online, Champions, a lot of others. There is a huge following of Magic the Gathering players. In fact, during PAX West a few years back, they bought an entire city straight. They rented the whole bloody thing for Magic the Gathering, and it was pretty cool. It was like a carnival. So yeah, they are definitely have a following. I think there's going to be a lot of population there. There is no beta or release date yet, no real information about it other than that it's going to be a free-to-play MMO RPG based in Magic the Gathering universe, and it won't have anything to do with cards. Yeah, that was kind of a strange news. But yeah, so it's not going to be a card-based one. So it'll be interesting. They got like 30, 40 years of lore with that studio, so who knows. Next up is Ascent Infinite Realm. We are still waiting for this one to come out. We've got some friends who are handling public relations for them, and I'm keeping my ear very close to the wire. It is a very steampunky style game. It's going to be an MMO, massive world bosses, and by massive I mean you need to fly to be able to hit them. So it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be a lot of airships. It is an Asian MMO, so it could end up being grindy and everyone could hate it. Could be plagued by small guild sizes. A lot of the Asian MMOs are shrinking guild sizes, some as low as 10 people. I mean, is this really a thing, a guild of 10? I don't know. But, and there's no North American release date yet, but it does seem like we're getting very, very close to having that information revealed. The fifth one on the docket is Chronicles of Elyria, which is a medieval simulation MMORPG with both PvE and PvP content. It's very community focused, teamwork is imperative, siege warfare, living and changing world, and the jousting is amazing. In fact, I will probably just live in the jousting world. So yeah, that's where you find me, on a horse, poking people. Downside is there's no safe place. PvP is always on. The interesting part is if we owned a town and there was a griefer sitting outside our doors, we can say, nope, you have no sanctuary here. You will be kill on sight. So every player will see them on our map as kill on sight, hunt, kill, destroy that person. And the bigger problem I see is the questionable payment model and the fact that it's pay per life. So eventually your character will age and die. And I'm not sure how that line's going to be drawn in a PvP situation, because griefers, like, you rewind back to Aeon and the amount of people that were just sitting there killing new players, yeah, that could go bad quick, and it could literally be financial griefing. And I wouldn't really support that if that's how it ends up. So, yeah, I really have to see how that plays out before I can really throw our weight behind it and say, okay, this is a good idea. Because right now, the payment model really has me concerned. In any case, we're going to see what you guys think. What do you guys think? Go ahead and head on over to gsch.info/voice or vote. And you'll notice I did throw number 6 up there just for funsies. I had to see what you guys would say. Go ahead and cast those votes. Yeah, I kind of expected that. gsch.info/vote. And while we do this, go ahead and type GSCH in Twitch chat, and we will raffle off our first patch. Alright, poll-wise, that is shaping up pretty nice there. So 47% of you said Middle-earth Online, the Amazon game. That does not give me any doubt at all that that's something that we should be watching. I'm actually surprised the World of Warcraft Classic got 14.7%. I kind of figured you guys might be interesting. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I kind of actually re-upped my account. Haven't played it since pretty much before Burning Crusade came out. So maybe I might poke in there and see what's up. So you guys might find a fog running around World of Warcraft Classic. Who knows? I think I'll try it for a month and see what I think. But yeah, Magic the Gathering is number 4, and Ashley Creation is currently the number 2. Now, that said, this is only a mere 21 voters of a community over 500 active, so, you know, it's just a sample data. But it's good to know that what I'm investigating is what you guys are interested in, so I will continue keeping my ear to the ground. I'm going to try to get us into Middle-earth Online as quickly as we can with some testing opportunities. We'll see what we can do. Alright, Typeria, you get the patch. Congratulations. Next up, we got Guild Wars 2. As you guys know, this is our big chapter right now. We got well over 200 people playing. It's constantly active. Like, you can go there any time of the day and check it out. And people will be on, playing, grouping up, doing stuff. So the big news coming out of ArenaNet right now is that they're revealing the Season 5 at PAX West. Now, for those of you that can't go to PAX West, you can check it out on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's August 30th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. I really hate them right now because 9 a.m. is really early. It means I gotta be out of my hotel by like 6 so I can get some food. Drive on over there, yeah. So, but I will be on site. So if you are going to PAX West and want to say hi, just look for the Gaiscioch shirt. You'll find me. Come say hi. And it's going to be a really interesting kind of... It's going to be interesting to see how they handle Season 5. We know that they're basically moving towards the living world as their way of expanding the world. The expansion packs were pretty much like these stop gaps that prevented people from being able to go into certain areas. With the living world, they can continuously open up new areas without limiting players on what they can do and what they can be a part of, and they can always sell them after the fact, which is a good thing. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle this. So I'm really watching this one close. I'm hoping they knock it out of the park with Season 5. So yeah, definitely let us know what your thoughts are. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. But we're going to do a community poll for this one. Second question is, which type of Guild Wars 2 activity would you like to see more events for? Go ahead and vote away. And we'll roll for a second patch. Migs. Alright, looks like World Bosses and Fractals are pretty much leading the pack right now, with Dungeons and Meta events closely there following. I think everyone sees the jumping puzzles and gets gray hairs just thinking about it. Alright, well thank you for that. Next up we got Elder Scrolls Online. This is our second largest chapter, still running. We have about 150 to 200 players actively playing. Go away, Paul. You're not wanted here. Now, Elder Scrolls Online, Scalebreaker, and Update 23. These are going to be big. So, Scalebreaker DLC brings new dungeons, new item sets, new collectibles, new titles, new dies, and furniture. Like, more furniture. If you are one of the fashionable ones that like to decorate your house, this might be something you want. The base game updates, however, are a lot bigger. It's got multi-crafting, guild trader, multi-bidding, which means that we as a guild can bid on more than one blindly and hopefully win. You know, it's really difficult to lock down a merchant because you got to bid $1 million on this guy, and then some guy bids $1,010,000 and he overshoots you, and then you're out. You know, sorry, you got to wait a week. So it's a little rough currently, so this allows us to go around and bid $10,000 on every one and maybe end up with one. Who knows? There's the Undaunted Key improvements, Jewelry Crafting, Mastery Writ improvements, English is hard, Master Writ, Merchant updates, new collectibles, updated item sets, new houses, new furnishing, new titles, new achievements, the Dragon's Legacy, which is a quest line I believe, and the skill lines for alternative characters. That should be a lot of fun. So you can learn more about our ESO community by going to gsch.info/ESO. Now we're going to pull the ESO community. Which type of ESO activity are you most likely to attend? Vote now. And you're definitely able to vote on more than one thing, so feel free to check all the boxes that you want. And if you want to win one of those patches, GSCH, I still got a lot of you still in the pot, so you don't got to do it twice. Just got to do it once. Wolvane, congratulations. Alright, so it looks like dungeons are our number 2 to Cyrodiil questing. So Cyrodiil questing is actually something you guys are interested in. That's interesting. I might be able to help you with that. We have 6 for the AVA. World bosses are 6 as well. So yeah, it looks like it's pretty well Imperial City, Cyrodiil stuff. World bosses and dungeons are the big draws right now. So we will see what we can do to work those into the calendar. Next up are Gaiscioch adventures. These can range from literally 2 people playing a game together to 150 people playing games together, 200 people. It can be any range. It won't really get considered a chapter until it breaks that 250 mark, so not a lot of games can hit that mark. Most of the guild systems these days aren't even allowing more than 100, so it's really rare to find a really chapter-worthy game these days. So Gaiscioch Adventures are kind of our way to play all those games that we really like and we really like seeing, but we can't really grow to the size of a chapter. So, what are our upcoming adventures and what are we currently playing? Astelia Online is definitely one that caught our attention early on, mainly for the fact that this bottom point right here, there is no forced PvP in this game. What? It came from the Asian region and doesn't have forced PvP? What is this? I don't think I've ever seen one that doesn't, which is really weird. But yes, there is a zone called Avalon, which is a giant PvP zone. There are lots of objectives to siege and take. By siege, I mean kill a bunch of golems and take the area, but massive fights break out, and every single character or every single player can have Astals with them. So you usually find people running around with one. They'll regen their Astal bar. They'll pop out a second one. They pop out an elite one anytime. Costs a bunch of their points, but it is, you could sometimes end up with, if you were to have a 20-man group, you can end up with 60 things attacking you all at the same time. Pro tip, turn off the health bars and nameplates of any of the Astals, and then your tab targeting will skip the Astals and go straight for the players. Very important when you PvP, just saying. They just wrapped up CBT2. I did a little live stream there, played it quite extensively. Really enjoyed my time there. A few of us were there and we had a good time. It's really could have been a chapter except for one little problem. The guild size currently is limited to 30. 30. Yeah. I don't know. You gotta level up your guild, and in the time that we played, we didn't even get 1% to level 2. We literally played and didn't get even close to level 2. Not even a fraction. So I'm not sure what would be entitled in trying to get to level 2 and getting, I don't know, 5 more people to unlock, but 30 is really small. So what we're doing, when this launches, for the first 2 months, it's going to be Gaiscioch only party. If you want to get involved, feel free to hit me up. I will probably be running the Astelia events on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Pacific. Feel free to join up. We'll probably do a lot of low-level activities going out the door. And then once we get to 35, 45, I think 45 is when you could get to the Avalon. I'm going to start running you guys around Avalon, having a good time out there, gaining some levels and doing some quests and stuff out there. So the first 3 months we're going to be focusing on leveling up the guild, getting it as big as we can so that we can grow the community. After 3 months, depending on the guild size and how many of you are still playing, we're going to start doing siege events. So this should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to do in this game, so give it a look. It should be pretty good. From the times that I played it, I actually really enjoyed it, so I look forward to playing it again. So next up,
the shadow is spreading over Middle-earth, and the call has gone out for heroes. The time has come for you to take on the one adventure that rules them all. But the story you know is only the beginning. Explore Middle-earth as you've never seen it before. Discover the fantasy world that started it all, and forge your own adventure. Stand to fight the ultimate evil. Battle the ravenous hordes of Sauron. Rise to power. Become a legend!
alright, Lord of the Rings Online. This started as kind of a, hey, let's try this out. We're going to live stream it for our 100th episode of Streams of Epic Adventure and see how it goes, and pretty soon, before we knew it, we had about 50 people playing. And now we're sitting about 100 people playing. So, yeah. We have 20 actual Gaiscioch members that are actively claiming participation, login events, doing things like that. The big news of the month is we finally got the ability to unlock a house for our kinship. And we decided to go to Spearwall because nobody owned anything in Spearwall when we got there. So we got a house for the kin, and the entire market after that sold out. Every single house was sold. It was all Gaiscioch's. So Gaiscioch now owns Spearwall. Come visit us. All of our services and utilities, we have everything you could want all in one place. We have it unlocked to the public so everybody can go in there and use it and play it. It does look a bit dated, kitty, because it's 12 years dated. It was 12 years ago when that game launched, and it, in all honesty, it actually holds its own. Compared to a lot of the modern games. So there was a lot of things to do there, a lot of adventures to be had. The biggest thing that I find it's kind of rough on is playing with friends who are different levels. You pretty much have somebody not earning XP for doing something. If you have people too far apart from each other, and I kind of wish that they would normalize that so that friends who are just joining the game can play with friends that have been there for a while and not have to worry about that gap. I mean, there's 120 levels. That's hard to manage people staying the same level. So, yeah, if you want to join up, go to gsch.info/SA/LOTRO, and we would love to have you. We have a lot of fun stuff going on. All of the crafting stuff is inside the Gaiscioch house at 5 Spearwall, I think. No, 5 Long Street in Spearwall, Bree Homestead. At 6 Long Street is Foglador's house, which is my alt that became my main. And all the weapons and armor is inside their vault. So if you're a Gaiscioch member, you're welcome to go in there and see what fits you. Go try it out. In any case, it is free to play. Set in Middle-earth. It's good. Kind of, let's see what was in the past before Amazon gets here and shows it up. So, see what it's up.
Discover a medieval world consumed by conquest, where soldiers from history's mightiest civilizations await your orders, and bloodthirsty warlords vie for land and power. Here, you will forge your legacy as the most powerful of them all. This is Conqueror's Blade. Every army needs a leader, so first, select your warlord. There are 10 unique classes, each with their own distinct fighting styles, special abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. Choose the one that best suits your playstyle. Then, with a warlord in place, you can then begin to build the forces that will follow you into battle. You can mix and match diverse units from some of history's most famous militaries to create an unstoppable army. Bolster your ranks with cavalries, archers, swordsmen, and other powerful warriors. Your soldiers await your command on the battlefield, so consider your strategy carefully. Think about the best formations and tactical maneuvers that will help you to secure your victory. Tactical siege combat is the beating heart of Conqueror's Blade. March your army to enemy castles, then lay siege to their defenses to fuel your conquest. Unleash devastating siege weapons and watch as their explosive power breaks your enemy's spirit and ranks. How will your own defenses hold up? Prepare countermeasures, rally your troops, and see if you can fight off a siege attack from your own ramparts. There are plenty more modes and events to discover in Conqueror's Blade, including skirmishes on the world map, PvE encounters, and some that are yet to be revealed. It's a big world out there, after all. This sprawling continent provides a vast canvas for you to spread your influence and power. Inspired by medieval and feudal lands and civilizations, the world is teeming with diverse cultures and places to explore. Expand your empire through trade and resource gathering to discover even more of its beautiful vistas. It can be dangerous at times, but there's always strength in numbers. You don't always have to fight against other warlords. Sometimes making a strategic alliance is a smarter choice for your empire. In Conqueror's Blade, you can form or join a house. With this guild-like system, you can rally friends and rival warlords under one banner to the benefit of all. Fight together, share the spoils of war to allow your empires to grow and thrive, and help shape the world around you through your conquest. Are you ready to begin your career as a warlord? Start your conquest today and fight with or against warlords around the world in Conqueror's Blade. I'll see you on the battlefield.
If you like Siege, I highly recommend checking out Conqueror's Blade. It is the first Siege-based game that actually has PvE sieges as well as PvP. So I know some of you guys like the idea of Siege, but when you get in a PvE or PvP environment, you're just like, I don't like other people. Well, in this one, you can actually do PvE sieges where you're fighting NPCs. So, it could be really fun for you. I highly recommend it. We have two houses right now. We have the Tuatha house, which is for players over level 40. We have House Gaiscioch, which is for teaching new players how to play, getting them familiar with their community, and then once they're registered and ready to go, we ship them off over to House Tuatha into the territory wars and rebel raiding activities. Anyone's available to join any activity that we run. We just kind of separate them out so that we know these people are on Discord, they're registered, they're good to go. These people are still learning how to play the game. Let's get them kind of coached up. But there are some cool updates in this past 3 months. One, new regions are open. The Borderlands are now open, which is pretty cool. The Rebels now offer EXP and coin. That wasn't so when it launched, and it was really annoying because you get hit by Rebels all the time and you get nothing for it. Now you actually get EXP, coin, all that stuff. Your troops learn stuff. So it's really cool on that front. There have been several skill balancing patches that have smoothed out some of the most overpowered classes. Houses now have a recruitment message field for House Finder, which has helped tremendously. The load times have greatly been reduced. I mean, we're talking like a tenth of what it used to be. Couple pro tips from somebody that's been playing Conqueror's Blade for a while now. Farm skill pages in the world map by gathering derelict hunts, abandoned camps, and shiny locations. So there are little glowing locations on the mini map when you, or on the main map when you're walking around outside the world, and you can click on them and investigate them. It's not going to jump out and bite you. It literally is free loot sitting on the ground that is instanced to you. Every time that you zone into somewhere or zone out of somewhere, it's going to reset the nodes and sprinkle them around for you so you can go collect them. A lot of times you can go collect a bunch of them. There's no more there. Go attack a rebel. When you come out, there'll be new ones there. So, just pop in, pop out, and go collect them. You can collect a lot more skill pages on the world map than you can trying to do the weekly every week. So don't worry about the weekly. Go get those skill pages out on the main field. It's easy as cake, man. I've gotten so many skill pages in the open world. It's the easy mode. And then when fighting AI, keep your ranged units at the max range, and then just lure those enemies right into your ranged units' line of fire. Keep them away just at the outer border so that they don't aggro on your ranged units, and your ranged units will do all the damage for you. You don't have to worry about a thing. You just avoid getting hit. It's pretty easy. It's guaranteed win against any rebel. So you can learn more at gsch.info/SA/CB. A little bit of a house update for us. We have our alliance, the Eric Dub Alliance, which links House Tuatha and House Gaiscioch. House Tuatha is currently rank 5, almost cruising in on rank 6 here. Probably in another week or so, I think we'll hit it. Target level is 40 plus. Currently at 20 players over level 40. We're working on getting that up to 30 players over 60 by the end of September. We are focused on bandit camps and territory wars on House Tuatha. Meigs is a great point of interest to talk to. He knows a lot. So please feel free to hit him up. He's a huge resource. Our second goal, by October, we want to conquer our first territory. So we are really crunching the numbers right now, getting our troops in line, working on getting all those troops upgraded so that we're ready to go come October and take our first territory. We're hoping the zone to the west of us, where we're called Alestria, and to the west of us is this other region that has yet to be opened, but will be open soon, hopefully by October. And we'll go over there, storm the castle, and take the things, and then we'll have some actual territory on the map. Gaiscioch, which is rank 2 right now, is targeting level 12 through 40. They're casual, new player friendly. If you want to play this game once a week and don't really want to take it super seriously, join Gaiscioch. We got plenty of room. We'll love to have you. We'll run you around, have you do stuff. You're always welcome to join Tuatha if you happen to be online at the same time. So you can join up with them, do things as an alliance. Upon turning level 40 or registering as a member of Gaiscioch, if you are playing rather actively, you will be asked if you want to join Tuatha. So you basically transfer from House Gaiscioch, you'll be released from there, 24-hour lockout period, and then boom, you get an invite back, or you put a request in to join House Tuatha. We'll approve you, and then you'll be over on that side of the house. So that's how the progression thing works. Whenever you register the website, if you want to go that way, just let me know, and we'll move you over. I'm happy to do that for you. Members of either house are encouraged to participate in all events. It doesn't matter if House Tuatha is hosting the event or House Gaiscioch is hosting the event. A lot of our warlords have characters on both sides of the fence, and we host events based on which character we're leveling up at the time. You can, with a male character, master all of the male professions. With a female character, master all the female professions. You don't have to roll a million alts. You can literally have one male, one female, and learn everything in the game. There is some gender-locked classes like dual blades can only be female, spear can only be male, stuff like that, but it's very minimal. You can use /N to communicate across the entire Eric Dub Alliance. That's both of the Tuatha and Gaiscioch, so that's how you talk across the houses. And we do rotate people after 2+ weeks of inactivity. So if you don't make any change in your level or your prestige, we will remove you from the house after 2 weeks of no activity. We do that to make room for new active members. So with the small guild sizes, we have to rotate characters. We learned this in GW2, this little technique. If you ever get rotated out and you come back and you're like, oh man, I don't have guild, just put in a request to join again. We'll just approve it right away. You'll be back in like you never left. So it's all good. If you want to join us in Discord anytime, discord.gg/upcut, uppercase P, 2. Yeah, it was probably the coolest Discord code that we've ever gotten out of there. I don't know how it ended up that way, but there you go. So, we have some noteworthy things. Legends of Aria. They launched on August 6th. They, if you didn't know, Derek Brinkman, good friend of ours, he had been working on this thing called Shards Online years and years and years ago. It's kind of the love of his heart, and he just kept on driving. He asked us to be alpha testers back in the day. We all came in, had a pretty miserable time because PvP was very PvP at the time, and all the high-level guys were just murdering all the new players. It was terrible. It was like the worst experience ever. Well, we gave him feedback and said, dude, look, we went from 80 to 3 people. You know, I mean, in 2 days, it took 2 days to get rid of, 77 people. So, what's it going to do when you go live? Well, it took a while, but he listened. Now you can't get PK'd outside of the PvP area. There's a designated place called the Wastelands, and in the actual Guild Wars, that you can actually PvP. If you aren't in any of those places, then you're not going to get jumped by some guy that's just being a jerk. So you go out there, have a good time. I do have it on the adventure lineup. I'm pulling interest. So far, there's only been like 3 of us, so I'm not sure I'm going to invest a whole lot of time if there's only 3. The other big news is WoW Classic. As I said, I did re-up everything, get it ready to go. If you guys really want to do this thing, I will go play WoW with you guys. Yeah, we'll find a little time frame and get you in there. At least for a little while, see how it plays out. It launches on August 27th. It is restoring WoW to its original glory that it was in 2004, which means Torin Mill will be the PvP arena again. Yeah, you guys probably remember that. If you're interested, gsch.info/play/WoW. That'll take you over to their website and let you know what's up. You can also check out our WoW section. I will probably be hijacking it from Twyla and re-upping some of it, getting some new information on there, and updating you. In any case, there was also this little thing called Portal Knights MMO was just announced. Yeah, they're making Portal Knights an MMO. If you haven't played Portal Knights, I highly recommend it. It's very addicting. It's a lot of fun. It's like questing and doing stuff like you would in an MMO, but in a 4-player co-op game. And there's a lot of building, tearing down bricks and stuff. You can lose a lot of time in there. But I was thinking maybe it's time that we look at resurrecting our old Gaiscioch Jr. chapter. You guys might not have known this, but back in the day when we were doing Warhammer Online, there was this little game called Free Realms. Anyone remember that? Sony Free Realms? Yeah. We had a little Gaiscioch Jr. chapter where our kiddos would play with our parents. And like the parents would all hang out and the kiddos would all hang out, and it was a good old time. Well, we're thinking with Portal Knights MMO, possibly looking at doing the same thing again. Getting the parents of our community together and go ahead and let their kids play the Gaiscioch Jr. chapter and have some parental supervision while we all hang out and have fun. So, might be fun. Who knows? In the bad news column, Riders of Icarus, Nexon decided they are not renewing their contract with them and have such given the publishing rights to Valofi. Now, if you haven't heard of them, apparently, from what I've been reading, they are the place where mediocre games go to die, as one of my YouTube personalities referred to them. It was pretty sad. I'm like, ow, that kind of hurts. And then I looked at the game list and looked at how many of the games on their list used to be published by somebody else successfully, and now are published by them as they're falling off the planet. So, yeah, it doesn't look good for Riders of Icarus. That was a really good game, and I'm really sad to see it kind of go. I think that they just had the worst planning. Like, worst. I mean, they launched the game. For 3 months, you could only be level 25. And you could get to 25 in a week. So the player base pretty much got there and then left. So it was just not very well executed. But yeah, so what we have now are Popular Adventures, Conqueror's Blade, Final Fantasy XIV, Lord of the Rings Online, Estelia, Guild Wars, the original, Star Wars, The Old Republic, Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, that is pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons, might we say. Roll that d6, keep it rolling. And we have Fallout 76. Some of us still play it. Tom Clancy's The Division 2. We have a group on PlayStation 4 playing. HOL has a group on the PC playing. Feel free to connect with either of us. Love to have you. And then Dauntless. Talk to Kitty. Kitty loves Dauntless. We love Dauntless. Radio loves Dauntless. It's a real fun game. It's got cross-platform play now, so PC players can play with PS4 players. It's going to be a regular staple on our PlayStation Adventure stream, so definitely check that one out. It's a lot of fun. It's like Monster Hunter but free. Best price ever. And then Adventures in Testing, we have Rune 2, Ashes of Creation, Astaria, which you guys haven't heard about yet, but you will in due time, Camelot Unchained, and then Legion, the Eternal War. This is a game that we were actually kind of met the developer, and the developer decided to join us. Yeah, so we actually have the developer of Legion, the Eternal War, as a member of our community. He's going to be hanging out with us, giving us some inside look on this little game that he's making. We did do a little testing run, which is PvP. We had a bunch of us Gaisciochs there helping test the PvP in it. It's not going to be all PvP in this game. It's going to be a lot of PvE as well. So as that develops, I will be streaming it a bit more. I'll be giving you guys first looks and stuff. So I'll keep you posted on that. You can go to gaiscioch.com/adventures anytime and see the full lineup of adventures. But I think I got a little video for you guys. Yeah, just a little video.
How to become a Viking. Pick your weapon. Drink mead. Eat lizards. Mmm, delicious. Find enemies. Make friends. Kill enemies. With friends. Survive Ragnarok.
Stories. They are all around us. Stories of faraway places, of thrilling adventures, and glorious battles. Today, you will begin a new story about the bonds that tie us together. It begins with a journey. It begins with you. Embark on an adventure unlike any other. How will you tell your story? Will you talk of kings and queens? Will you honor those you fought with? Whoever you choose to be, you are the hero of this tale. You will discover new lands, encounter new enemies, and meet unlikely allies. This is a world of endless possibilities, filled with thousands of untold stories, waiting to be discovered. It's time to begin your journey. So go. Write your story.
I'm a wolf. Raised to be the alpha. Trained to follow. Alas, the beast can't be tamed that easily. This wild territory is the perfect den for my kind. A free world where I can roam and explore with no end. But I came here on the hunt, hidden among sheep, focused on their superficial dreams, moving up the food chain step by step before I dominate them all. One target always clearly in my sights. To secure the future with technology others developed, but were too fearful to deploy. By tooth and claw, I took this island, and by tooth and claw, I will rule it. The wolf knows when a predator nears. Can a ghost take on the lone wolf? Maybe. Tracking, analyzing, stalking, patiently, tirelessly. But there is no place for the weak and the wounded here. We are wolves.
Stand by.
Okay.
Standing by.
In position.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, everybody, that's the new and upcoming. I hope that you saw something there that you might like. I picked out pretty much the 5 biggest. Yeah, when I saw Project BBQ, I was like, Project Barbecue? This is kind of nice. So we have our next poll coming right up. There we go. Which of the upcoming adventures are you most interested in? Feel free to vote for all the ones that you're interested in. And yeah, let's see how they stack up against each other. Do you want to eat lizards with me? Drink mead? Punch your friends? Punch your enemies? Punch that guy. Rune 2 is the Viking game. Drink lizards, eat mead. That's the place to be. Now, the interesting thing about Rune 2 is they converted it from what was originally going to be a survival game, kind of like Ark, into a 4-player cooperative game like Vermintide or something similar. Go back. There you go. So it'll be interesting how it all turns out. Ooh, look at that 3-way tie. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Gaining ground. Stelia's gaining ground. World of Warcraft Classic is still up there. I still think that, you know, I gotta at least try it. We're gonna see what you guys think. There's one other person out there that like Caravan Stories. I'm telling you, that game, it looks really cute, but it's PS4 only, so not much of a chance of really taking off in a PC community. Just saying. And nobody for Project BBQ? Come on, people. Oh, I misspelled it. There. Now it's not Project Buffalo Wild Wings, it's Project BBQ. Whatever the hell that means. Alright, so 3-way tie, Astalia, Rune 2, and World of Warcraft Classic. I do look forward to seeing you guys in those games. We will definitely be playing Astalia, we'll definitely be playing Rune 2, and we'll definitely be playing World of Warcraft Classic, no doubt. I will post up what server we're going to go to for the World of Warcraft Classic so you guys can start making plans. I just don't have that information quite yet. I know that they released it, I think, today or yesterday, so I'll go take a look-see and see where we should be. I know there's not a whole lot of them that are PvE, so. And I guess that means another time for a patch, right? Gaiscioch for patch. Well, Vane, you already won a patch. You can't win more. If you've already done it, you don't gotta do it again. Still got you. Alright, Miss Cedrissa. Congratulations. All right, on with the show. Now it's time for our community update. We're going to run through some numbers, some facts and figures, and personnel. This is our summer 2019 eldership team. You have myself as a community leader, Faglada. I pretty much oversee everything there is. That is everything. Chapter 4, Guild Wars 2, Soren, Dargren, Gmafog, Jilabad, Micah, Rylissa, Bree, and Kitty. If you don't know Bree, she writes all of our guides along with Gmafog. Jilabad proofreads all our guides along with Gmafog and Bree. And yeah, so you can get a lot of content out of those three ladies. Definitely hit them up. They love helping people. So please feel free to hit them up. Elder Scrolls Online, Chapter 5, we have Sir Henry Vale, Verve, Kilted Piper, Ian, Tybor, and Berga. I think Sir Henry Vale, Verve, Kilted Piper, and Tybor are our big four that you'll see in there quite regularly. Additional support, these people help me with the adventures and other behind-the-scenes stuff. We have Izzy, Reiner, Smitty, Radiological, Prissy, Sea Coral, Elena, Donnellium, Varder, Hagel, Tip, Maintenance, Celerina, Terrafer, Screenager, and Marid. Yes, Kitty makes us hungry constantly. This month's promotions, or this quarter's promotions, are actually fairly light. There was a lot of quiet time over the summer where there weren't a lot of events going on. So now that things are picking up and things are really starting to rise, I suspect we'll see a lot of Lorgairs next quarter, a lot of veterans, and hopefully at least one new warlord, possibly even a lock. CJ and Mug got their veteran rank, or role I should say. Members, we got a bunch. Breg, Deathjammer, Frelick, Joe, Mistra, Stormcaster, Sword, that's Sword and Keyboard, and Velidar. And then 2G33K for you, I think is probably a Wi-Fi password, but you know, who knows. Definitely not something I could pronounce. And then our new recruits for this quarter, we had quite a few of them. In fact, we had quite a few in the last 4 days. We've probably had about 15 people join in the last 4 days. So welcome, guys. You guys are the young blood, but they're going to be the old blood soon. You guys are going to be the vets here soon enough. If you have any questions, please feel free to connect with me anytime. I try to stay on Discord 24/7, 365. I do go on vacation occasionally, but as you guys saw, even when I'm on vacation, I'm still trolling the Discord. It's hard to say no. I'm always there. In any case, feel free to hit me up on Discord. We have our patrons to thank for being able to fund a lot of our activities. This keeps us afloat, makes me so that I don't have to carry a second job like I used to. This allows me to run multiple events every week, do live streams, write for the magazine, do all this stuff that normally I wouldn't be able to do because I'd be working. So this basically helps kind of be a supplement income towards paying for all the stuff that is Gaiscioch, which is actually it's roughly about $2,000 a year that we spend as a community. So this helps offset that. Really big, huge thanks to all of our patrons. You guys are a huge help. It's been such a blessing. And I don't think we'd be where we are today if it wasn't for you guys. So thanks. So it's time for our progress report. As you guys know, for the last couple of years, as we've been playing Guild Wars 2 and ESO, things have been on a constant decline as the game grows older, the new blood slows down, and we continue to find that players like new games. And so they go try other things and stop playing. So we have our progress report still on a downward trend. We're at 466 active as of this month. I suspect we're going to see another jump. Usually every summer you'll see. Takes a little dip wherever we're at. The summertime usually is a dip. Like here's a dip, summer. Usually in the fall is when it picks up. Winters it's usually good, solid. Springtime usually good, solid. And then summertime comes around, kids go home, and all the parents have to go take care of kids rather than play video games. So tough luck, parents. But hang in there. It's almost over. The fall is almost here. Football season is about to begin. It's going to be fun. We're going to have lots of fun together. Yes, July is summer. Pretty much from June, July, August, and September. Those are the months that we're usually dormant. Like literally, Gaiscioch goes to sleep during that time, and it's pretty much skeleton crew. Active game population. Here you can see how our games are doing. As you can see, back in August 2018, last year, we had 326 active members in GW2. Now we have 258. Now, one thing to mention is that this is how many people are actively using the website to claim participation and log in and do things in the Guild Wars 2 area. This does not mean this is how many people have logged in the game. We don't really have a bridge for that last login time frame. If we did, we'd connect it. But neither game really allows us to pull that information. So ESO is pretty much the 160 range right now. Adventures are about the same. Now this is the interesting thing that I wanted to show you guys. This is a percentage of events that are being claimed on our website. So 61.505% of our every event run in our community is a Guild Wars 2 event. 15.16% is a Lord of the Rings Online event. 9.89% is an Elder Scrolls Online event. D&D, casting Magic Missile and rolling some D6s, that is 5.89% of the total activity in our community. D&D players, you guys are rocking it. I'm just saying. I didn't, when they first said, hey, can we get a D&D group? I'm like, sure, I guess. I don't know how popular it's going to be. But they've made it really popular. Like, there is a big, solid crew of people that meet up every week. And, you know, we have the Adventure Roll team coming in, doing some things with them. There's a lot of things going on. So if you're into D&D, connect. Radiological can point you in the right direction. Conleth can point you in the right direction. You'll see him floating around. Both of them are very big into it. Oreo Fox also ran some campaigns, so he might still be doing it. So hit them up. Conqueror's Blade, 4.42%. I suspect this will rise because Conqueror's Blade wasn't really released until like last month. So that's 4.42% of the last quarter, even though it's only had a month of activity. So I suspect that'll probably be in the 10 to 15% range come next month or the next quarter. And Guild Wars 1 is still cruising along, running their weekly events and such. So if you're interested in Guild Wars 1, we still have a little crew playing that. Social media wise, literally, honestly, we've been pretty much just going exactly where we were last year, still there today. Not really gaining a whole lot of steam. We're still trying to fight. Like if you haven't clicked that follow button on our Twitch page, please click it. We are so close to 1,000 it hurts, but we've been there for like literally. Look at this. We've been like the 490 range like for months and months and months. It's like what the heck? As soon as we hit that 470 mark, all of a sudden it just was like hit the brakes. We're not going any further. We're still streaming just as much. We're still showing all kinds of new games, but they're not the new games that people want to watch, apparently. So, yeah. So we're going to keep on pushing. We're going to hit that 1,000 mark. I'm probably going to give away something big for that 1,000 mark. I don't know. I think we should. But, yeah, it's good. Magazine subscription's still going good. 500 people have signed up to receive the magazine via email as soon as it's available. So, yeah, that's a lot of fun. Speaking of Gaiscioch Magazine, we are in dire need of writers. Just about every gaming journalist magazine on the planet is in need of writers right now. I understand this. We are in need of people who want to write, who don't think that they are a good writer, or maybe they just need some help writing. We have an excellent editorial team. Literally, they'll make you, I mean, they make me sound like a Pulitzer-winning author, and I can barely spell cheese. So, yeah. Our authors will fix you. All we need is your brain to put words on paper, and we'll do the rest. Make it happen. We can really use you. We are a volunteer publication. The only way that we can publish each issue is by volunteering our time and doing it because we love it. I'm heading off to PAX. We're going to be writing a lot of articles and stuff for that. Don is coming with me for the first time to be a journalist on the scene at PAX as well, so he's going to write some articles for me. Should be a really good time. But you know, it'd be nice to have more than 3 or 4 writers. We can really use some people that want to dive into things like indie games, or maybe somebody's a real huge Battle Royale fan and wants to profile Battle Royale games. I can help you get access to games. I can help you get access to developers. I just need somebody willing to write. So, you can learn more about the magazine, gaisciocmagazine.com. Feel free to hit me up if you would like to join the team, and I can point you in the right direction. We can really use your support. Next up, we got Gaiscioch live streams. For those that don't know, we kind of stream a little. And that is our lineup for the fall from PlayStation Adventures. We stream that every day, weekdays at 3 p.m. Pacific. That is 6 p.m. Eastern, for those of you that are there. We will be streaming all kinds of stuff. You could go to gsch.info/PSA to learn more about the PlayStation Adventures and see our current lineup. We also have our Gaiscioch Adventures live stream, which run Monday 6 p.m. with ESO, and Friday 6 p.m. with Lord of the Rings Online. We have our Siege War live stream, which runs Wednesdays at 6 p.m. with Guild Wars 2, and Saturdays at 11 a.m. Pacific with Conqueror's Blade. You can subscribe to the channel at, that's wrong, it's just Gaiscioch now. We got that fixed, finally, after 7 years. So, yeah, just go to gsch.info/Twitch, and you'll get to our Twitch. Most likely, you're already on it, unless you're watching this on YouTube after the fact. And then you might want to jump over there and follow the channel. So now we're going to do the AMA. That's Ask Me Anything. If you got a comment, question, discussion, member announcement, whatever it is, jump on over to gsch.info/CE. You'll jump right into the community events channel. We will be taking questions on the air. You can also feel free to type them, and I will do my best to answer them as they come through. Welcome, folks. Anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. You might want to mute your Twitch if you're in Discord. If you want to type them into either the general chat area or into the Twitch chat area, and I will read them for you. Otherwise, you can just ask. What is the best way to organize a group and play an adventure game? That would honestly be put an event on the calendar and then let people know that it's on the calendar via the appropriate Discord channel. So we have channels for just about every major adventure. You can dump information in there. You can do it in the main adventures information. You can drop it in general chat. Just let people know that they're doing it, and that way they can schedule around it. A lot of people in our community run on calendars. They want to schedule their life around what's going on when. So if you can get it on the calendar and say, hey, we're going to run an event at this time on this date, then please show up for this. And, you know, a lot of times they'll show up. You can't really force people to play, though. So the other thing is just figuring out who plays and connecting with them. Alright, so yes, the Gaiscioch magazine is looking for any writer. I don't care what you write about. If you want to write fiction, you're welcome to write fiction for us. If you want to write about specific games, you can write about specific games. If you want someone to tell you, hey, can you write about this game? And then you go research this game and write about it. I would love one of those too, because we get a lot of games that nobody's ever heard of come down the press wire, have opportunities to interview developers, and we're talking about something nobody knows about. And it'd be really fun to kind of get somebody in there that can dive in, talk with developers, get the story, and then put it out there, let our editors run over it, make it sound good, and then we publish it. So Kitty, what question did you see about Legends of Aria? I know there's been discussion from like one person in our Discord about it, but right now we do not have a very big crew playing it. Like literally, I think 2 people other than myself. The biggest thing is to talking in the adventure chat, find out who's doing it, where they're doing it. I'm not looking at opening up a clan at this point in Legends of Aria, mainly because it costs a tremendous amount of money and time investment, and we do not have, you know, I literally, Jasmine and Star are pretty much the only 2 I know of that are playing, and with 3 people, you can't even form a guild. You got to have 5 to form a guild. So I wouldn't even be able to form it even if I did grind all that out. So yeah, it would, you know, go to the adventure page, sign up, and start talking with people. So I mean, that's the best way to do it. If you want to play Legends of Aria and people show interest, then I will be happy to jump on board. But I'm not gonna host an event for nobody. I mean, that's not how I roll. In Wolf the Adventurer, someday I will make a special YouTube video that will tell the actual mythology of the Gaiscioch just for you. It'll happen. I'll have to do it. I've always wanted to find someone to illustrate it. It'd be really cool to have somebody illustrate it because it is an Irish myth. It's not something I made up. It's literally from Irish mythology, and it has a really cool story, and it tells about how you shouldn't, sometimes just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And that being the bigger dog doesn't always make it that it's your way or the highway. It sometimes means that you're supposed to look out for the other guy. Alright, anybody have any questions? See a lot of discussion in the various chats, but not a lot of questions. We have an upcoming events channel that talks about what's coming up on all games. That's everything that's listed on the calendar post there. And you can also add the calendar to your Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Microsoft Outlook calendar, and sync up the calendar so that you can see what you can go to. If you sign up for events, you can actually sync your own personal calendar, and just by signing up for the events, it'll appear on your calendar. As soon as WoW Classic goes live, I will have a character being created in whatever world we decide on. So I'll post that information up as soon as I have it. But that should be the 27th. Well, probably not the 27th because I might be in Seattle at that time, but when I get back. Yes, Google will also convert your whatever the event time is to your local time, which is really handy, so that you know what time it is in your time zone. Alright, does anyone want to promote their events? I know a lot of you event leaders are here in Discord. Anyone want to say what you're doing? Go for it, Jima.
Well, I'm one of these laid-back people that like to have coffee and donuts in the morning on Saturday, and we just run maps in Guild Wars 2, and by the time 6 months pass, you will have a world completion on the maps. So we just take one zone and make sure we get a map clear going, and then we just move to the next zone until they're all done. We're very easygoing crew. Grandkids are with us, kids are with us, and we just enjoy each other's company. So come on out at 8 a.m. Pacific time, Saturday mornings, and have some coffee with us.
All right, Jima, thank you. Varder the Silent. Or Valder the Silent. I like that. He just doesn't talk. He just wants to sit there. Go on, say hi. Varder, did you want to promote any of your events?
Yeah, well, we're having a lot of fun over in Lord of the Rings Online. It's definitely taken off in the last month and a half. There's events that are being run Monday, Wednesday morning, and then of course you run your event on Friday. So if there's anything that you want to do over there in Lotro, just get in Discord and type in what you want to do. If you need help with running some instances or leveling up, there's a lot of people that are online all the time, and they're more than willing to help. So jump on in and see what all the craze is about over there.
Sounds good. Thank you. So you asked to show more names in the participant window. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Yeah, when you claim your event over on the left side where you can add a recap, it usually truncates to like just 4 names or 5 names, even though you get 15 or 20 people that claim the event. Is there a way to expand that window to show everybody that's claimed it?
It shouldn't truncate at all.
Okay, well, I guess I better go back to seeing what my computer's doing then.
Yeah, because like my GW2 event last week has like 10 people on it. So I'm not sure what you're seeing, but send me a screenshot of whatever you're seeing, and I'll look at it and see if I can figure out if there's actually 10 people that claimed it. Alright, any other questions? Yeah, I figured that, we will try WoW and see how it goes. If it turns into like chapter size proportions, then great, but I don't imagine it's going to. But I figure there needs to be some part of Gaiscioch that had a footprint in WoW at some point. So we'll go over there, say hi, and see how it is.
Hey, I got a
Test the
follow-up
waters.
question for that.
Sure.
Is WoW Classic going to be different than the WoW that's been out for a while? And people that have had accounts that have stopped playing and stopped their subscription, are they going to be able to reopen that old subscription and use that, or will they have to
Yes.
start over?
Any account that has the old version has access to the WoW Classic version. WoW Classic is literally reverted back to vanilla WoW, like the original before Burning Crusade. Of course, everything will run better now because a lot of the technological advances that they built have been included in it, but it is still going to be the same WoW that it was back in like 2004 or whenever. I think it was 2004. And everybody's going to start at level 1, which is kind of the big attraction. Is I didn't want to go into current WoW when people are all over the place. Nobody will be able to group together because everyone's different levels. I wanted to go into somewhere where everybody's coming in fresh, And WoW does have like a 1,000-person guild limit, I think. So we shouldn't run out of room. Alright, any other questions?
Fuck, can I make a comment real quick?
Sure, go for it, me.
Hey, a lot of the community kind of turns off of like Conqueror's Blade, I noticed, because the assumption is that it's focused on PvP. If that's something that's turned you off from it, I encourage you to check it out. It is more of a casual MMO. Lots of people are busy. You don't have time to do the whole quest grind, and MMOs are turning into really grindy games. This is a game you jump in, you group with friends, and you play. So, look at it that way. And if you've been shy about it because it's PvP, come and join us and have some fun with it. Low time requirement.
And it is very, very, very PvE friendly. If you don't want to do PvP, you don't ever really even have to do PvP. I know a guy that is literally, I met him this week, thanks to a Dordo, my friend, or Dorda. He introduced me to this guy that literally is level 331 and doesn't PvP at all. So yeah, it's totally open for play it how you want it. You don't really get forced to do anything that you don't want to do. You can just go in and play against AI. You can go in and play against players. You can engage in all kinds of different combinations of the two. So it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. I'll be on it a little later. I know tonight is a Siege War at 7:30, so if anyone's interested, we can always use more people. Alright, if there's nobody else, no other comments, I will let you go. So thank you so much for being here, Slangavoil. I will see you next time. 3 months from now, we will be doing our big end of the year wrap up. That's the one that we do pretty much everything in. So it runs a little longer. Surprisingly, this one actually went pretty long. I guess I talk a lot. Sorry, guys. Go have fun on your Saturday, and I'll see you again soon. Have a good one, guys.